Welcome back to Tokyo. It is night 5 of Olympic qualifying and the road to Rio, and that's how it stands at the moment. Poland have booked their ticket to the Olympic Games of this year with a perfect 5 wins from 5 matches record. Hot on their heels, France and Iran. Iran are the best Asian nation at the moment, and for Australia and Japan, the host nation, it is desperation stakes. There's the Australian lineup. Thomas Edgar is expected to start this match. Of course, he missed yesterday's 4-set loss, a match in which Paul Carroll was the top scorer and the standout player for the Volleyroos with 33 points. Coached by Roberto Santilli. And Japan's only win of the tournament against Venezuela, a 3-1 victory. They've pushed other nations but have come up short. Shimizu was very good against the Iranians last night. Fukatsu Ishikawa's their chief point scorer. Takita offers the defensive block. And Yonayama, one of their bigger hitters out wide. But they need a win to keep their Olympic dream alive. The same boat exactly as Australia, who dropped that 5-set match against Canada, pushed France all the way yesterday without the right result. It comes down to night 5 to determine the Olympic fate of both Australia and Japan. Players being presented to the packed house at the Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium. Proud moment for the host nation, but they'll take Olympic qualification over pride. Let's pause now for the national anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of the Commonwealth of Australia. And the national anthem of Japan.
For Japan and Australia, their Olympic dream will live or die on tonight's result. High stakes and the pressure cooker atmosphere of the Yoyogi National Gymnasium. Australia produced a pretty impressive performance yesterday. They didn't get the result they were looking for against France, saving over 10 match points They had 6 set points in the fourth, force it into a fifth, but couldn't do the business. Kevin LaRue came up with a winning shot. And for Japan, they did push Iran, but came up short in the serving stakes. Individual errors at crucial moments. They've got a rich history at the Olympic Games. Japan, gold medalist in 1972 at the Munich Games. Also medalled at their home Olympics in 1964 in Tokyo. Bronze in 64, silver in 68. Let's see if there's a tweaking to the Australian lineup. It's rumoured that Thomas Edgar will resume in the starting lineup despite Paul Carroll's phenomenal performance.
Presentation of this international referees. The first referee is Mr. Vladimir Simonovic from Serbia.
Referees from Serbia and Brazil for this match.
The second referee is Mr. Paulo Cruz from Brazil.
Of course, the host nation will be one of the favourites for gold in Rio in men's volleyball. We've got plenty of similarities in this tournament, Australia and Japan. The only opponent they've beaten is Venezuela.
Presentation of the starting players, liberos and coaches.
Team Australia.
Hayden Zingel's been a consistent blocker for Australia in the top 5 in the competition. He gets yet another start. As we check the opening 11 for the Volleyroos. Nehemiah Mote, Thomas Edgar will start, so Paul Carroll not in the starting 6 despite his match or near match-winning performance yesterday. Zingel, Roberts, Edgar, Mote, Walker and Sukachev, the setter. Benjamin Bell did some good work off the bench. Luke Perry, the libero for the green and gold. Coached by Roberto Santilli, very experienced in Europe. Was the assistant coach to Germany's World Championship silver medal side many years ago. And here's the Japanese lineup. Shimizu had a great performance last night against the Iranians. Tomomatsu is the middle blocker. Fugatsu the setter. Ishikawa their star wide hitter. Takita will provide the strength in the middle. And Yoriyama, hopefully some punch for them out wide. Nakano the libero for Japan. The smallest nation by average of height at these Olympic qualifiers. Masashi Nambu, former national team player, is the man in charge, the native of Osaka. 3 times he's been named Coach of the Year in Japan. First time Australia have played a night session, so they wouldn't have experienced this type of crowd even at the World Cup last year. Once they faced Japan, once they were the losers. The rivalry goes back a fair way now. Australia will try to gain the advantage in the blocking department. Can the experience of the Volleyroos get over the effervescent Japanese lineup? Yoriyama to serve to complete 9-5 of action. Good return. Mote up high. Good backcourt defence by Japan. Ishikawa sends it wide. Point to Australia. Ishikawa, the second most accurate spiker by way of ratio. Points converted. Mote at the service line. Good set by Japan. This time Ishikawa finds the ground. Thumping spike, 1-all. He's the pin-up boy of Japanese volleyball. Bakita floats it back court. Here's the big man Edgar and sends that one down. Both Thomas Edgar and Paul Carroll have had the highest points haul of an individual match. Carroll with 34 points against the French yesterday. Edgar 33 points v Canada. Both times Australia lost. Here's Shimizu. Just had to angle the body and the set wasn't quite there. It's wide. 3-1 to Australia. Top point scorer for Japan last night. 23 points, 20 spikes, 1 block and 2 aces. So a very good all-round game. Ishikawa. And that's it. He's hit his own. The sweet spot of Japan's number 11 found. Good set by Fukatsu. Shimizu has a fearsome jump serve. Just rolls this into court though. Single rises, he's the decoy jumper. And it's in from the Australian captain, Thomas Edgar. Tight call, they're thinking about the challenge. None fight in by Japan. 2 challenges per team per set. In 7 different categories. So bright start by Australia. Fukatsu with a set, a little bit behind Ishikawa. Perry brings in Edgar, just rolls it over the top of the block, and that's clever work. He saw the block set, summed up his options, and Thomas Edgar, who's been plagued by that abdominal strain throughout the tournament, saw him miss large parts of the first match against Iran. Saw no minutes yesterday against the French. Shimizu, too much power. Point 1 for Japan. They trail 3-5 first set. $10,000 packed stadium, providing great colour and support for the home nation. Ishikawa winds up on the serve. Good defensive and sharp work at the net by Japan. Nice recovery, front court. Solid block by Australia. And they keep it alive just. Sukachev, Edgar finds the block. 6-3 to the Volleyball. Seesawing rally. He's found the edge of the double block for Japan. Off the finger there of Tomomatsu. And the Japanese captain in full flight there. 4-6 they trail. Hiro Shimizu. The Japanese opposite, 193 centimetres. Roberts with the return, and he'll get the touch off the block. Or he doesn't, no. Thought I heard a double noise. Missed opportunity there for Australia. Japan bridged the margin, 5-6. Tomomatsu up the line. And that's good judgment. Sam Walker saw the ball sail long. Well, the Japanese coach has ridden every emotion in this tournament. Masashi Nambu. Well, that is the first jump serve of Tom Edgar throughout the whole tournament. He must be feeling pretty good. And the block is wide, so point to Japan. 6-7. But a good sign for the Australian captain. Injury has prevented him from really winding up on the serve. Here's the setter. Fukatsu. A little bit behind Sam Walker. Roberts, triple block. Perry with sharp reflexes. Tipped over by Edgar. And they find the open court. No, it's kept up. Roberts! It's in. Great reactions by Australia. Certainly not the ideal set. Technical timeout. The Volleyroos lead 8 points to 6.
Good job on the run. It's 5-1. Yeah. So you need to get out of Mizu, I play alone on your Niyama. Okay? Be always ready on this thing. Hey, you don't need to jump to the maximum. You need to jump to the antenna when you have two blocks. The high ball, we need to be on antenna. Boxy. Don't jump high, but jump on antenna on the high ball. And let them tape the ball.
Here we go.
Okay, let's go. Come on.
It's a high ball. You don't necessarily need to swing off.
Well, the Australians were talking before the match about patience in the build-up. Certainly not feeding Japan's strengths through the middle and keeping their attacks high. The Japanese have the smallest blockers in the tournament. So tactically, they'll just have to change their approach from yesterday's match against France. That's a great up by Tom Edgar. Roberts into the point. Edgar's made a positive start with 4 points. Shimizu and Ishikawa 2 apiece for Japan. Nathan Roberts goes to the line. He combines the float serve with the jumper. Let's see if he's in the mood for the jump serve. Not quite early on. It's a good reverse set. And an excellent strike out wide. Yodiyama. Heads to the line with Japan trailing 7-8 first set. Good return by Perry, and that's quick work. That's exactly what Mote does really well. If they can set quickly to him before the blockers are in place, he's an effective front court player. Haven't seen the best of Nehemiah Mote at these qualifiers as yet. Off the tape. Good set, and off the block, Japan win the point. Taguchi with some quick work. Fukatsu with a centimetre perfect set. It is desperation stakes for both teams. Sukachev with a set. Walker rolls it off the top of the block. Fukatsu, excellent work. And Ishikawa off the block. Japan level things up at 9 points all. Only standing at 191 centimetres, but very impressive vertical leap. Takeshi Takita with the service. Japan 9 points all. Edgar. And that's wide. He's got enough on the block. Unfortunate injuries for the Volleyroos before the tournament. There was a doubt over the condition of Greg Sukachev with an injured calf. And that's a rapid play. Very impressive indeed, feeding Tomomatsu. Hideyomi Fukatsu is a very clever setter. He reads his front court well. And here's Shimizu, the Japanese captain. Aiden Single leaves it for Walker. And that's a good decoy leap. Sam Walker to the open court. Using the angle of the set well. Service down low. Denied at the first attempt by Australia. Zingle's there, so is Edgar. Japan are strong covering that line. Here's Shimizu. Sends it down for a point one. 11 all. Ishikawa, and it's long. Tried for a little too much on the serve. 12-10 to Australia. Hayden Zingle goes to the line. Katsu. And it's withstood, but the block is wide. Strong work by Yoriyama. Serve not employed by Tomomatsu, and that's going to go out. Yoriyama tried to hook it back to court. Australia have their nose in front once more, 13-12. Last time Thomas Edgar was at the line, he employed a jump serve. See if the Australian captain can follow up. He does. Good hit. And that's equally as impressive by Takita in the middle. A pipe build-up by the Japanese. They possess a very good passing game. It's just their lack of strength in the block that has cost them in this tournament. The setter for Katsu. They have targeted Sam Walker throughout this tournament, as they have for Ishikawa at the other side. Off the serve. Never got his body position right. Japan in front for the first time in the set, 14-13. Once again to Walker, this time Australia recover, but to Roberts can only roll it over for Katsu, and Shimizu denied. Sturdy stuff by Australia. They had to stand up there, double block. The resistance from Nathan Roberts. Roberts just a mistake off the serve, and they were so brilliant in that department with Paul Carroll in the last couple of matches off the bench against the might of Canada. And very impressive yesterday. The Iran. The fault has been picked up. Point to Japan. Timeout called. And the host nation in front with momentum, 16-14. Was successful over Australia at last year's World Cup. Japan winning 3-1 at the Asian Championships. Australia by the same scoreline, so they've had very even contests dating back to the Olympic qualifying of 2004, where Australia won in 5 sets. But the green and gold will have to play catch up. Japan in front, 16-14. Mistakes under pressure have plagued Japan throughout the qualifiers. Masashi Inabu saying that paper-thin difference between winning and losing in this tournament. Sukachev with a set. Edgar flies through the air and crunches the spike for an Australian winner. 15-16. 212 centimetres of fury on display. Good set. And he's stretching. He's found the court too. Well, that was an excellent spike. Under pressure, Ishikawa set behind Japan's number 11. To crane his body to find the necessary top spin. Takita hits the line with Japan leading 17-15. Sukachev tries to play quickly. Single can't find the right contact. Ishikawa rolls it over, but catches the block. Here's a second chance. Same tactic employed. Walker. Great defense by Japan. Ishikawa once more. This time he finds the ground and the point. 18-15. The biggest advantage Japan have had in the first set. So athletic and exciting a player to watch. The only Japanese player to play outside of the domestic competition. 18-15, the timeout with Japan leading.
Just use the legs, guy, on the plot, and keep the ball here. Then if you have a good ball, we play first tempo. You have to play back, just be high with the attack, and you can pass cross. Then they take the line, you can pass cross, and we keep going. Hey, if we use the short serve, like it's good, then we have to be careful on the first tempo. And don't run with the set. Huh? Be ready on the first tempo, okay? Let's go, guys, come on.
But Santilli talking about employing the first serve and the consequences against Japan. We like the ball low. The host nation have got the momentum. They've got the crowd right behind them. The task is ahead of Australia. Volleyroos have France as their last opponent. And the last two for Australia are China and Poland. Noguchi makes it difficult for Roberts. Here's Edgar, a little bit behind him. The set for Zingle, and that's an easy kill. Sukachev finds himself in a great area. Adelaide-based Australian setter. All bar Thomas Edgar play their club volleyball in Europe. Edgar, of course, with Beijing and China. Ishikawa denied by a huge stuff block. Thomas Edgar with a final touch. And a good fight back by Australia. Single block enough. Sukachev with another short serve. And Shimizu sends that wide. It's level pegging, 18-all. That's the sort of mistakes that Masashi Nambu was referring to. He's called the timeout. It's level pegging in the opening set between Australia and Japan. Ishikawa, their most prominent player, with 5 points. Thomas Edgar, the most prolific for Australia, with 6. It's the individual errors that may determine the outcome of this match. So evenly placed are these two teams. Egger enjoying the rest he had yesterday. Paul Carroll ably filling his shoes with a game high, tournament high haul of 33 points. Good set. And it was too much in the end. Yoneyama through the middle. And the pipe move for Japan successful. Shimizu sends down a rocket. And that's out. Just missing the line, 19 all. Fine margins, risk reward employed there by Kunihiro Shimizu. Walker. Takatsu. Ishikawa telegraphed the tip. Perry, Edgar off the edge of the block. Japan in a good position. Ishikawa just had to adjust his body. And that's a good set. Edgar will find the block. He found the edge, exactly what he was looking for, 2019. The left arm of Ishikawa struck by the Australian captain. Walker, Australia have their nose in front now. Takatsu with a really good back set. Strong defence by Australia, and Nathan Roberts comes up big. 21-19. Could be a significant point in the context of this set. Timeout called by Japan. Australia are in front by 2 points.
Ball. You have to reach the ball. Down close. They can touch it. Let's go. Remember the video?
Tom Edgar led Australia. Have the advantage over Japan, 21-19. Match high, 7 points for him at the moment. Sam Walker, the target of the opposition serve, is now at the line with Australia having a 2-point advantage. Ishikawa denied. Another big block by the Volley Roos, 22-19. With Mote and Zingle in the Australian squad, it was always going to be a strong point. Certainly didn't start that way against the Iranians on day one. Ishikawa, this time great defence by Perry backcourt. Roberts off the tape. And that conspired against the Volley Roos. Back to a 2-point spread. Masahiro Sakita on the deputy setter for Fukatsu. Ishikawa, and that's a second very loose serve he's executed in the first set. Paul Carroll on for Zingle, so some real firepower for the Australians on court. The two opposites, but they brought Carroll on because of his rocket serve. Calculated risk by Roberto Santilli. Australia in the point still. Mote, he leaves it. Oh, that's clever. Almost a decoy by Niamao Mote at the net. Threatening the touch and then leaving it. And perplexing his opponent. Paul Carroll now with set point. Rolls it in, difficult one to return. And a quick movement by Japan was impressive. Takaki Tomomatsu with the kill. Zingle back for Carroll. All smiles for the Volleyball coach, and still some set points for Australia. Yanagita on for Tomomatsu. And he goes to the line with Japan, looking to save some set points. Yanagita, big serve. Service ace for Japan. Brought in to do a job. And he sends a rocket down. Too much for Sam Walker to handle. Timeout called by Australia. They lead 24-22.
Next ball. It just said 5-6, eh? It's always 5-6. So make a step, be close there, keep the ball, play high, just don't close. Be left to right, be left to right, come on. Yeah.
Two set points saved, but two remain for Australia. Now fighting for their life. Both teams, in fact, Japan and the Volleyball need a win to keep their hopes alive of qualifying for Rio. Masahiro Yanagita goes to the line with Japan facing set point at 22-24. Another big delivery. Here's Edgar off the block. Shimizu was desperate. Solid work by Australia front court. Tipped over. Great jewel at the net. Yoneyama wins the point for Japan. 3 set points wiped away and 1 remaining. They kept their nerve in that rally. A pressure point. Yanagita delivers another rocket. He left it to Kita when he had a chance to finish the point. Rolled over by Yoneyama. Good stuff there by Edgar off the top of the block. And he can't make up the ground set to Australia. 25-23. They got the rub of the green in that point, and they take the advantage over Japan. (17 attacks to 14, so Japan winning in that count, but 3 blocks to 0 and 8 errors for Japan. That's the area that plagued them in the last couple of days in particular. 12 dicks to 4. They have scrapped pretty well in rallies. Australia had set point save, but in the end they found one. Thomas Edgar leading the line with 7 points in the opening set. First time they've played a night match at these Olympic qualifiers. Tom Edgar, the tallest man of the tournament at 212 centimetres. Australia's blocking impressive, although they didn't find the court there. Japan tried to ride the wave of home passion. Australian captain came up big when it mattered. Roberto Santilli's a whimsical type of personality, certainly very relaxed with the players. He knows what he wants to achieve, but understands the foibles and risks of playing an attacking game. Ben Hardy, the assistant. Masashi Nambu, as you could appreciate, being a national team coach of a Japanese team trying to qualify for the Olympics, certainly under the gaze of national attention. The Osaka native. Big contingent of Japanese media, as you would expect, in Yoyogi for this Olympic qualifying series. 4 teams will go through out of the 8. At least one guaranteed from Asia. Iran in the box seat after beating China earlier today. They assume the #1 place for the Asian nations. Australia have China and Poland to come. If they negotiate Japan, then it's a must-win situation for them for the remainder of the tournament. Here we go again. Mote serving to start the second set. Clever work. Ishikawa can combine the great touch and feel at the net with brute force. Masahiro Sakita still on court. The #2 setter for Japan, who's serving now. Set from Sukachev. Roberts has the block sprayed wide for 1-all second set. They get the right touch off the net from Shimizu's roll. 29-year-old captain under enormous pressure. He underperformed in the first few matches. Came up with a lot better showing last night. 2-1 to Japan. Good return by Australia. That's a quick transition. Hayden Zingle with a rare point. He was the second best blocker in the Italian Serie A. Thomas Edgar leading the way with 9 points. And that's another rapid movement finished by Takita. A clever set. Knew that Takita would be right there if the service was right. 199 centimetres. One of the taller players in the Japanese lineup. Roberts. And that's out. Maybe challenged. Looking back at the bench, 2 challenges per set per team. They retain their challenges. It's correct, and Roberto Santilli resists the temptation. 4-2 to Japan. Roberts this time. Finds Takita, but it's sprayed out. Point to Australia, 3-4, second set. Shimizu. Good defense from Zingle. Flicked over by Roberts. Got to try to get the set right, but it's off the edge for a point to Japan, 5-3. That felt good for Shimizu. Top scorer from last night, continuing on his point scoring run with 23 against Iran, including a couple of aces. That was disappointing. Edgar winds up once more. Thumps a cracker. It was just a backcourt by Japan. Perry anticipated that well. Here's Edgar once more. Sends it to ground. Perfectly fed out wide. Good set by Sukachev, and there's no coming back from that. 5-all second set. And a thumping effort. Searing strike by Thomas Edgar. 6-5 to the Volleyroos. Straight into the body of Yoneyama. This time floats it into court. And the quick transition does the trick. Tomomatsu. Sakita has continued where Fukatsu left off as the Japanese setter. Ishikawa. Good control mid-court. Roberts. Desperation for Japan. Out wide. Yoneyama can't find the court. Thomas Edgar may. And off the block it's out. Australia have the lead in the second set, 7-6. We haven't seen Nathan Roberts jump serve. Will he employ it here? Now it's floated into court. Joust at the net. Maybe one winner there with the setter against Sam Walker. Timeout called by Japan, or in fact a technical timeout, with the Australians leading 8-6 in the second set.
Yeah, change up a little, yeah. Yeah. They changed the set. So we have to expect they're gonna do something different. Yeah, probably
a bit more when we just push towards chef. Yeah, so you like bring over chef.
Maybe follow more.
Yeah. So anything from here across, take a step.
Remember to be on.
Japan chasing the match. Australia claiming the opening set. 25 points to 23. Roberto Santilli spoke about varying the attack. The point of attack was important. Not feeding Japan's strength through the middle, creating the right angles in the right moments. Come back from a deficit second set. Volleyroos have the advantage, 8-6. Good set out wide. Yoneyama denied. Ishikawa is not. In fact, it's Shimizu, Japanese captain, striking well. Tomomatsu with the angled serve. Sukachev stretching. So is Sam Walker, and he's found the corner. That is an excellent winner by Sam Walker. And to create his angle and control, triple block was avoided. And the 2-point margin maintained. Japan stretching to stay in the rally. Shimizu can only roll it back into court. And a quick transition. Zinga couldn't finish the point. Takita can. And Japan bring it back to a point deficit. 8-9. Takeshi Takita, the big middle blocker, coming up big for Japan. And Sakita, the setter, with a big serve into the corner. Walker goes for control. Shimizu, and the block is out. So Japan draw level after having the lead early in the set. The first appearance of Tatsuya Fukazawa, the wide header for Japan. Sakita, well-directed serve. Walker, triple block, denies him. The joust is good for Australia. Japan still on the point. And it finds the deflection. Shimizu, the captain. Max Staples comes in. He made a big difference against France yesterday, replacing Nehemiah Mote. Good return by Roberts. Here's Edgar flying through the air with the greatest of ease. 10-all. Lobbed over by Zingle. And has it caught the line? It hasn't. Tight one, may be challenged by Japan. They look across to each other at the bench. No challenge, fired in, so a missed opportunity. 11-10, Australia's lead. Sukachev goes for a little extra on the serve. Yoneyama is kept out. Max Staples can't affect the winner, Tom Edgar May. And he finds the ground with a thumping spike. 12-10. First player into double figures. And given the amount of match time he's missed, over 60 points in the tournament so far. It's a good return, and that's a fantastic stuff block. Double resistance by Australia. 13-10 the margin. Little wink from the Aussie captain. He comes up with a big block. The Australians have had a little bit too much for Japan in the pressure moments. At the moment, the home riddle is one that has not been solved for the Japanese. Luijin, the Dragons as they're called, trail Australia by a set, and 13-10. The bouncy figure of Max Staples on court for the Volleyroos. He made an impact yesterday Can he do the same with the green and gold? Sukachev serving, with Australia holding a 13-10 advantage. Decoy jump, but nothing decoy about that. Excellent work by Yoneyama, peeling wide. Punches the air, and a 2-point spread in favour of Australia in this second set. Yoneyama fires in a good one. Had too much on it. Nathan Roberts timed his leap to perfection. 14-11. Up to 6 points for the match. He's been an able lieutenant for both Paul Carroll and Tom Edgar. Big serve by Staples. The set is good. Shimizu just trying to stroke it over the block. Great reflexes by the Volleyroos, but they can't keep it alive, and Japan win the point. 12-14. Takeshi Takita with Ishikawa off court. The set from Sukachev. And has he found the fingers? He has. Edge of the block found by the Australian captain. Well, he's a virtual scoring machine for the Volleyroos, Thomas Edgar. That's why his pre-tournament injury to his abdomen was very ill-timed for Roberto Santilli. Single serves. And scramble in this point, Japan. Need a good set. Solid double block there for the Volleyroos. And this time the court is found. It's Tatsuya Fukazawa. Lack of blocking cover there for Australia. The host nation need to find some inspiration. Australia trying to take the crowd out of the equation. 10,000 strong at the Yoyogi National Gymnasium. Good set, Roberts. Powers home. 16-13, a 3-point spread to Australia in the second set.
Great height, Jimmy, great height. Got me everything. Guys, hey. Yeah, the feeling now, you can see it.
Hey, guys, we have to play the long action. And the ball back has to be high, and then you spine high over. If you are not able, you can play the ball fast there, and then we can play counter-attack on the ball fast, and no worries. Hey, 17, just play precise like you did, and then we play saves and go on. Hey, the center try to change center. So each team play the short side, and he play 7 and back. So
Hey, this is where we win, huh?
number 4, we take that approach on the ball.
Let's go.
Come on, guys.
Let's go.
Well, that's a timeout address by Roberto Santilli. You can just tell how technical it is. The players targeting certain individuals with certain plays. Smiles at the moment for Australia. Not so for Japan. Under pressure, trailing by a set, and 16-13. 3 consecutive losses following their opening night win over Venezuela. It's been Australia's only success in this tournament too, against the South Americans, who have yet to claim a point in the tournament. So they certainly have been the whipping boys of this Olympic qualifying series. Edgar hits the line with Australia leading 16-13. Big Tom strikes a blow. Huge man from Queensland. Boy from Bundaberg. Australia leading 17-13, and he comes up with an ace. That's brilliant serving by Australia's Colossus. Reverse swing as well, if you don't mind. That's brilliant work. He's all pumped up. Japan chasing the match, trailing 18-13.
Pass the ball and they play again, so come back in the middle.
The Australian captain in full flight. Well, he must be feeling good about his abdominal strain after really launching into that service action. He goes to the stripe with Australia leading 18-13, second set. Ishikawa back in, Fukuzawa. And I'm sure they're going to target Japan's number 11 with his serve. It's not going to get there though, into the net, but a couple of big deliveries, consecutive points, and now a point back to Japan. They trail 14-18. Set long. Nothing conservative about that strike from Yuki Ikazawa. Roberts delivers wide. Rushing the stroke, 15-19. Yanagita comes back in for Tomomatsu. Certainly one player that can deliver some pain from the service line. Pain for the opposition I'm referring to. Great serve. Well repelled by Australia, and Max Staples comes up large. He's like a jack-in-a-box. Australia's number 9. Tomomatsu back in, Carroll replacing Mote. This is where he can be a match winner. He fairly clubs the first serve. He doesn't get a second. That doesn't exist. Japan win the point, 16-20. Japanese setter Masahiro Sakita. The turnover cooked. Big chance here, Japan. And it's sent long. It is fine margins, but if you can't take your opportunities, you're going to really struggle against this world-class opposition. Challenged by Japan. In what category, though? I think it's an in-out call. So we'll see what Hawkeye has to say. 2 challenges per set per team in 7 different categories. This one in-out. And it is in. There you go. That's one way to get the crowd going. Catching the edge of the line. 12 cameras triangulate the vision and then send it to the animation for the officials to pour over. They've had a look. And it's come up Japan, 17-20. They trail second set. Eka off the block. Comes back Australia's way, and it's sent over by Sukachev. Good tip winner for 21-17. Quick reaction from the Australian setter. He goes now to the service line. That's a poor return. Staples couldn't put it away. They've kept to Japan in the contest. And he dug over. Zingol slaps it to ground. Easy put away for the middle blocker. Italian-based star for the Volleyroos. Edges Australia closer to a 2-sets-to-love advantage. Nikita. That's more like it for the home team. Yama hits the tape. Edgar winds up. Whistle blows, and it was the second referee that made the call. Saw a fault at the net. So point to Australia. 23-18. That's the flamboyant Max Staples. Strikes a good blow there. Japan in a great position, but it's denied. Huge block, another big effort defensively by Tom Edgar. Generates set point for Australia. Single block enough for the green and gold. Staples, this time rolls at mid-court. Out wide, Ishikawa comes back the other way. And what is the call? The point will have to be replayed. I think one of the assistants on the court toweling down the sweat was in the way. That's the call, I believe. Huge moment to make that call. 24-18, but a bunch of set points to Australia, and that's sent long. 24-19. 4 set points remain. The middle blocker, Nikita, catching the tape. Set from Sukachev. On the angle. And he hits the ground, but it is wide. Wide from Tom Edgar. Challenged by Australia. In-out call. It was an angled kill by the Volleyroos captain. Has it found the court? Successful challenge previously by Japan. Caught the line. What will Hawkeye reveal here? It is in. And that is the second set to the Volleyroos. A very impressive display indeed. 2 sets to love over Japan. Is a very convincing scoreline indeed. Numbers in the second set, 15 attacks to 13. Australia shading Japan on that count. 3 blocks to 1. They were always going to beat Japan in that defensive posture. 8 digs to 4 they did hang tough in some crucial points, the Volleyroos. Packed house at the Metropolitan Gymnasium in Tokyo. Australia have continued with their improved form throughout the tournament. Desperation by Japan to stay in the point there. Thomas Edgar, their Chiefs point scorer at 18. Came up with some big serves in that second set as well. In fact, 19 points with 3 aces and 3 blocks. Very good numbers by Tom Edgar. He's provided the punch for the Volleyroos, who lead 2 sets to love against Japan. Australia blessed by 2 world-class opposites in Thomas Edgar and Paul Carroll. Now the only 2 players that have scored above 30 points in an individual match. Carroll claiming 33 yesterday. Both times Australia have lost the match. Yesterday losing to France, and earlier in the tournament Edgar scored 32 points along the way to Australia losing in 5 sets to Canada. When you consider they had set points to force it into a 5th against the Canadians, that could prove to be a pivotal result. Ishikawa off balance when he struck that, just fell awkwardly on the ankle. That's why he missed some time in that second set. 20-year-old superstar of Japanese volleyball. That left leg strapped from Yuki Ishikawa. Japan will need to rally, need to be inspired by their big players, but we saw Ishikawa, that injury that forced him off court in the second set. Let's see how his fitness holds up in the third. Plenty of attacking options at the disposal of Roberto Santilli. Australia staying sharp in the change of ends. The stadium hosted action, swimming and wrestling at the 1964 Olympic Games. It'll be one of the venues for Tokyo 2020 here in Yoyogi. Fans trying to inspire Japan into a fight back. They trail 2 sets to love. Yonayama at the service line to commence the third. Sukachev. Put away was rudimentary for the Australian setter. Mote to the corner. First spike is denied, and the follow-up wasn't too flash for Japan. 2-love to Australia. Yanagita just didn't have the right positioning at net. Double block effective for the Volleyroos. Dipping serve by Mote. Yanagita this time a better position. Sends it down well. It's all about the set, and that was absolutely perfect. Sukachev, and it's left for Max Stables, who appeared too deep to win the point for Australia. Very athletic, flamboyant player. Very tough to defend across the middle court. Sukachev at the service line. Australia leading 3-1 third set. Yanagita. Perry repelled it well, and it's sent into the corner by Shimizu. 2-3 to Japan. The Japanese captain top scores with 8 points. Will try to execute his jumper. It hasn't worked so far in the match. Let's see what he can produce with the jump serve here. Strikes it well off the tape. Perry had to adjust his dig. Rolled over by Edgar. Clever work. Here's a chance. Shimizu denied. Australia very aware at the net. Triple cover for them. Good work initially put by Nakano to keep the point alive for Japan. Max Staples played his part in that rally. Now he hits the service line with Australia leading 4-2. Sends it long. Moment now for Japan to stand up under pressure. Masahiro Yanagita. Strikes it brilliantly, and that's an ace. Coming off Roberts. 4-all. They really need to get the crowd going. The fervour of home support. Trying to go to his first Olympic Games. Yanagita sends in another rocket. Sukachev sets. Roberts off the block. Point to Australia. Shimizu finds a touch along the way. 5-all. Splitting the double block. Both Robertson and Mote. Need to more effectively use their outside hitters, Japan. Sukachev. Oh, Mote reacted brilliantly. Sukachev had to set it quickly. A little bit off balance as well. Just slapped down to Miyamai Mote, who will join Paul Carroll and Luke Perry. So Perry and Mote will go to the German Bundesliga champions Berlin, joining Paul Carroll, who won the championship last season. Big delivery by Edgar. Shimizu digs it back into court. Rolled over, and effectively so by Yamamoto. Or Yoneyama, in fact. 6-all. Naotsu back on court. The #1 setter for Japan. Serves with things tied up in the third set. Slapped down by Sugachev. Good work, Nagano. Shimizu rolls it over. Defense is strong and the transition good. Tomasek cracks it cross court. A clear winner, 7-6. Well, virtually started and finished the move, Tom Edgar. He's hungry for points, up to 20 now. Well, that's poetry in motion. Masahiro Yanagita timed the leap and execution to perfection. The pipe move brilliantly executed by Japan. They need more of it. 7-all, third set. Out wide to the Australian captain. He finds the edge of the block. The first to 8 points, leading by 2 sets to love. Australia in control.
Hey, come on. Hey, we have to clear your mind, guys. Clear your mind and play right. Hey, you serve P1, where you serve easy onto the middle to the libero. So you have to serve here and stress the players here. Hey, listen me, fuck. And then in P1 we wait the pipe. Okay, so we stress this area and play well there. Okay. Then against A, we take number 5 here. So we don't move from this position. We want to be strong here. Huh? Come on.
Roberto Santilli wants it ended in straight sets. Japan will have other ideas. Australia with their nose in front at the technical timeout, 8-7. They've played some very good pressure volleyball, the green and gold. Japan, on the other hand, a little bit suspect in the pressure moments. That is not a good sign for Japan. Ishikawa going off. He fell awkwardly in that second set. So the leading man as far as points scored for Japan, Yuki Ishikawa, will play no further part of the match. 8-7 to Australia. On the serve of Nehemiah Mote. Shimizu, first effort denied. Good back set. Edgar on the angle. Great defense, Japan. It's rolled. And that's the point lost. They just got the edge of luck they needed in that rally, Australia. 9-7. Generating their own luck in the end. Ryota Denda, the first appearance he's made in this match. Seen limited minutes in the tournament. Comes on in a crucial moment. And immediately into the action. A pretty violent kill in the centre. Quick transition. Japan wanting to spark themselves into life in this third set. Can't follow it up with a decent serve, dunking that into the net. 10-8 to Australia. Shimizu can't beat the block. Max Staples may, and he finds the court in the corner, Max Staples, if you like. Great execution there, just control and power. The boy from Subiaco has come up with some big moments in the last couple of matches. And the reverse set was good, but Shimizu couldn't execute. It's come off fingers, says the referee. Will it be a challenge? Accepted by the Australian camp. Point to Japan. They trailed 9-11. Shimizu. It's a good serve, but Staples deals with it well. Edgar on the angle. Great recovery by the Japanese captain. Kept alive and rolled to centre court for a winner. That's clever play. Yanagita. Excellent work, but it was Shimizu's defensive sharpness that kept Japan in the point, and Yanagita in the end just rolled it into a central hole. 1 point margin. Konehira Shimizu. That's a brilliant serve, but well repelled by Perry. Tipped over, but defence was strong. Point to Australia. Off the block, it went wide. That's what you do when you think, says Max Staples. 12-10 to Australia. Angled floater by Staples, and that's a quick set. Double touch. Point to Japan. Masahiro Yanagita. Fires a bullet into the corner. Roberts repels it well, then follows up with a spike. Well covered by Nagano. And the set, it's up. Great work, Sukachev. Oh, fantastic. Great pressure volleyball. Tomaseka from the standing start. Rolls in the winner, 13-11. What about the up from Sukachev? Keep Australia in the point. Didn't get too much leverage on the leap, did Tomaseka. But a big swing of the arm was enough for Australia. Late reaction there from Shimizu. Zingle defending well. Japan with a chance, Yoneyama. Lifts it over the block. Here's Staples. Japanese block effective. And Shimizu finds the court. Big play, Japan. (12-13) second. Well, third set we're now in. Australia claiming the first two. And Japan literally playing for their qualification survival. Sukachev. Roberts finds the foot of Tomomatsu. 14-12 to Australia. Loose serve, loosest of Tomaseka's match. Remember, he hasn't been practicing the jump serve. Such has been his injury, it really has plagued his tournament. Obviously feeling loose. Opening up the shoulders in this match. Fukatsu serving at 13-14. Roberts off the block. Point to the green and gold. They just can't bridge the gap, Japan. Nathan Roberts has eyes for the prize, and the prize is a win. And more points for Australia just to hold them up the table. Fukatsu. on the angle, and that's a very good kill. Ryota Denda brings it back to 1 point. There's Yoneyama, in fact. Very wide hitter. Yoneyama strikes a blow. Advantage Japan. Good set. Australia stay in the point. Staples. Sukachev to Edgar. And a net touch. I think it was out in any case. And it's Japan levelling this third set at 15-all. Opportunity missed for Australia. Suddenly the roars of the Japanese fans are deafening in the stadium. Yoneyama. Oh, terrific serve. Service ace. Finding a sprawling Max Staples. And a technical timeout with Japan leading 16-15. Australia will have to regroup. They appeared in control of this third set. Japan have come back with a spirit of fight back. Japanese without their number 11, Yuki Ishikawa. Important moments for both countries, but in particular Japan, who are wanting to get this into a third and fourth set. Inspired serving by Yuta Yoneyama. Another telling blow. Good reception by Perry, and it's hammered down by Nathan Roberts. $16-all. Off the boot there of Mote, it's in. And a quick transition. Sees Denda put it away at the net. He's had to step up in the absence of Ishikawa. Ryota Denda. The middle blocker steps to the line with Japan leading 17-16. Good serve. Staples on the angle. And that's a point to Australia. Fault found by the referee. It's level picking once more, 17-all. May have been a glance at the antenna. Back set is good. And Shimizu cannot win the point. Terrific block by Australia, 18-17. Max Staples has come up enormously in big moments in the last couple of matches. Sukachev, awkward serve, but negotiated by Yoneyama. And that's a fabulous tip. Masahiro Yanagita Saw the block in place and just finessed it over Tom Edgar. Shimizu. Roberts got something on it. Here's Edgar. Can't find the court. Point to Japan. And a 19-18 lead. Australia call the timeout. They're trailing though by a point in the third set.
Better done. And the high ball, we always take the thing. High ball, we always take the thing. That's we have to keep going on this way. Hey, Boxy, look the front line you have. You have the center on toe, just fight and go. Hey,
I put the ball on.
Yeah,
I put the ball on.
Yeah, just work, don't worry. Come on, sit down, sit down.
Shimizu on court, but Yuki Ishikawa is not. He's cooling his heels following that injury in the second set. Puff of the cheeks by the Australian captain. Very, very tight indeed. 19-18 on the serve of Kunihiro Shimizu. Rolls it into court. Good set. Strike is excellent, but repelled by Japan. And they come up with a big play. Huge. Yanagita, who stepped up in the absence of Ishikawa. Are desperate to send this into a fourth. Good return by Perry. Edgar off the block. Japan got something on it. Ishikawa. And Shimizu finds the block, but it's out. 21-18. His points tally is climbing. Timeout call with Japan in control at 21-18. Third set.
Hey, come on guys, this side down.
Stakes couldn't be higher. Olympic qualification with Japan and Australia in the same boat with only one win apiece in the tournament. Japan's turned the heat up on Australia. And after the timeout, it's Kunihiro Shimizu, the captain, from the service line. 21-18, the points margin. That's convincing. Haven't seen enough of that from Aiden Zingel. Edgar, the top scorer with 23 points. Zingel, of course, there for his defensive cover in the block scenario with 3 blocks and 6 points in total. Here's a chance. Yanagita finds the block and it's out. And they edge closer to the third set, Japan. This crowd fully wound up. As Masahiro Yanagita goes to the line with Japan leading 22-19. A huge first serve. Roberts. Great defence by Nagano. Yoneyama, but the tip favours Australia. No. Will there be a challenge fight in by the Australians? Net touch there, judged by the second referee. And Paul Carroll on to replace Thomas Ecker. They've got a full head of steam now, Japan. Can they complete the deal in this third set? Yanagita winds up again and this time dunks it into the net for a point to Australia. The first moment in the match for Paul Sanderson, replacing Aidan Zingle. He's on for the service. Australia trailing 20-23. Sanderson winds up, catches the tape. Fukatsu there, so is Shimizu. Off Shimizu's boot. Japan still in the point, and it finds the court. No, it doesn't. It's outside the line, but there'll be a challenge, I feel, from Japan. On such a big point. They're going to the video. In-out call. And Paul Carroll's arguing about something late in that rally. Let's see who it favours. Huge point, and it's out. Well, relief for Australia. Frustration for Japan. Japan call the timeout. They lead 23-21 in this third set.
Let's go, boys. Hey, defense, one defense, boy, let's go. What? 18, on line.
Tense moments coming up. Japan can see a set point in their sights. Australia trying to stave off the challenge. Nathan Roberts and Paul Sanderson serving at 21-23. Hits the top of the tape. It's in. Shimizu. And it's long. Well, just too many mistakes under pressure. They've seen the finish line on a couple of occasions, Japan. They just can't quite reach it. Sanderson winds up the serve. Fukatsu. Out wide, Roberts. Sharp work by Sanderson. Roberts, the second attempt. Nagano with eagle-like reflexes. Yoneyama. Great rally. Carroll finishes the debate and draws Australia level at 23 points apiece. the top scorer from yesterday, comes up big for Australia. It's a timeout with things level in the third set. A momentum shift Australia's way. Thomas Edgar off court, Paul Carroll coming out with a big play in the previous point. It's a case of what could have been for Japan, but they'll fight to the end. Paul Sanderson, who missed the World Cup last year, serves at 23-all in the third. Another big rifle serve. Rolled back into court. Advantage Australia. Here's Carroll off the block. Great reaction, Roberts. Carroll at the second attempt. Into the chest of the Japanese captain to set up match point. He's a hulking figure, Paul Carroll. Australia won it in straight sets. Sanderson, and that's out. 24-all. Japan stay in it. Masashi Kuriyama appears for the first time. The setter off Fukatsu. Aidan Zingle for Sanderson and Luke Perry, the libero, back on the pitch, on the court for Australia. Tomomatsu floats the serve, and a big effort there. It's repelled. Huge block by Japan. Set point. Massive it was from the substitute. Kuriyama. One man to beat. As Benjamin Bell comes on for Sukachev. Tomomatsu floats at mid-court. Bell with a set. Carroll sends it to ground. Point to Australia. And set point saved. Three big hammers late in the set for Paul Carroll. Now he goes to the service line with the score at 25-all. Nice up by Japan. Yoneyama. Can only roll it back into court. Bell with a set. Carroll from deep. And it's there for Australia, match point number 2. Paul Carroll got enough on the spike. I'm sure Carroll's going to go for this serve. And he does, but can't find the court. Can only find the net. 26-all. Hideyomi Fukatsu, the Japanese setter. Tipped over, and that worked out brilliantly for Benjamin Bell. Certainly not intended that way. The return, the dig was overhit. Bell reacted really well. He took it over for the winner. Avoid a net touch. Australia serving at match point. Fukatsu. Shimizu sends it to ground. Third match point saved. Remember, Australia played that record set against France, 42 34-42, the French won in the fourth. And there's a challenge fight in by Australia. Net touch challenge by Roberto Santilli. Let's see whether the Japanese player got a touch to the net. Maybe thrown in a hope. Let's see. He's over the line. Oh, no fault. Part of his foot on the line. It has to be over, so no fault. Well, that is millimetres in that. 27 all. Remember, on match point it was to Australia. Yodiyama winds up on the serve. Bell with a perfect set, and that's a big kill. Paul Carroll showing his big match pedigree. Australia's fourth match point. Niamai Mote. And it's slapped forward into court by Aidan Zingle. The winning stroke by Australia. And they end Japan's qualification hopes for the 2016 Olympics. In the process, keeping their hopes alive. It was a thoroughly convincing display by the Volleyball. Straight sets win over Japan, who played a set and a half without their top scorer Yuki Ishikawa. They're still in the hunt. Sukachev congratulated by his coach. And it was after a couple of days of grave disappointment for Australia, losing a 5-setter to Canada and a tight 4-setter at the hands of France. They've got the right result here. It's over for Japan, the host nation. Only one win so far on the opening night against Venezuela. And the Volleyball have China and Poland to come. There's a rest day tomorrow. They play China on Saturday, Poland on Sunday, and that's after Canada plays China. So the Polish match on the final day, they'll virtually know the scenario with Iran and China playing before them. A sorry end to Yuki Ishikawa's tournament, although Japan will play on. They've lost their chance to qualify now. There's the numbers. 17 attacks to 19. Australia winning that count in the final set. Error count pretty even, but the blocks department in favour of the green and gold. 14 digs to 4, so Japan scrapped and scrambled well in that final set for them, the third. There's the match numbers, 48 attacks to 47. 17 errors to 16, and only 2 blocks by Japan to Australia's 10. Impressive defending by the green and gold, and they march on following the rest day. They'll face China and then Poland on the final day for Olympic qualification. Hope you've enjoyed all the action from Tokyo. Until next time, it's David Bashir saying goodbye.